Rapper Dink DeMoss she appeared on the Breakfast Club this morning. This is not a woman that is a talented rapper. This is not a woman who has sold millions of records. This is a woman who is obese. And she got famous for suing a Lyft driver because that Lyft driver was worried about her enormous girth blowing out the suspension in his small vehicle. By the way, something that I would argue is probably a totally valid concern. It's his own vehicle. It's his own, he's got to deal with it. Fine. So what does society do instead of saying, hey, she's in the fault, lose some weight, it's not his fault. We're turning her into a star. And now she revealed there is a new F word, not the one that Melanie Mack uses, but here she is coming on The Breakfast Club, which is probably one of the most popular radio shows in America. Maybe the number one. And I just want to get this interaction. I want to get your guys' take on this interaction.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Hi.
How are you? Hey, King. How you, brother? You good? Nice to meet you, King.
Yeah. This the only seat y'all got?
What you want? What you need?
A bigger chair or something.
Is she already little?
We had
That's what I'm talking about. Good. This is the accommodation.
There you go.
You know, you walked in and, you said the chair was too small, so we had to bring the part of the sectional for you to sit in. And you said something. You said, this is what I'm talking about, accommodations, right?
Yes.
But we live in a world that's not always going to be able to accommodate people that
But
are
we
plus
should,
size.
though. We should, because we not all the same,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we should. Like, why not? I feel like a lot of times people think that bigger people, obese, the F word people should just be in a house. When it's like,
The
we
F
not.
word?
Yeah, the F word. I'm not
You
about
heard
to-
that you can't say in your house,
Yeah.
fat. You don't like.
Oh!
I'm not saying that word.
Yeah, we don't. We don't
Charlamagne thought she meant that's what she thought he meant. Obviously this is like a circus show. Kind of just
What's the over and under on how much she weighs?
She weighs almost 500 pounds, right?
She's close to $5 bills. Yeah.
It was
yeah.
like
Jesus.
465 last time we covered her. I appreciate that she went from being like this, poor lady when she was standing with her lawyers to now she's like in her rap getup.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, she's totally she's got $100,000 fake chain. She's got crazy nail job done. But she needs $40,000 from Lyft. What do you make of there's no way that these dudes are like really indulging this, right? Like, I know Charlamagne's kind of woke or whatever. He's definitely a moron, but like this woman is wearing bed sheets as pants. Like, there's no way. Like,
Okay, I thought you were talking about the gay slur. I'm like, wait, I'm confused.
No.
But I just feel like it should be accommodated. Bigger people should be accommodated, just like we accommodate the LGBT community.
Oh, and orientation's the same as a choice in being overweight.
She left the Q out, so she's not that woke.
That's true. Based? Yeah. But she did have the T, though. It's just got to be LGB if you really want
Jeremy,
to be
you're
gay.
like 7 feet tall, right? Like no one has ever made a doorway taller for you, right?
No,
if you want to buy, I know some, very tall athletes who are like special custom ordering mattresses because everything is too short for them. Like she is saying bigger people, she means fat people, and I know she doesn't like that word, but there are all kinds of people.
Jeez.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Jeez. Yeah.
I don't identify with that being a slur, Call me a hate speechist.
Imagine with short people, we don't really accommodate them. When they go to the grocery store, the shelf is still up there.
Yeah, left-handed people, how are they doing?
Yeah, they can't all go to Ned Flanders' Leftorium.
Yeah, they need to have like little step ladders or something for all the short people in the world too.
The only time this argument has been like, it's been sympathetic to me, like we need to accommodate more people. I won't say the only time, but the one that was most prevalent is when you hear people who are paralyzed or they have to be in a wheelchair.
Physical disability, yeah.
Right, and they live in New York City, and they're like, I cannot get to the subway. Like, not all subway entrances have elevators. They're not always close to anything. Like, yeah, that one actually seems like the city should probably do something about that. That one seems like it's fair enough to be like, you have a specific challenge, and it's making your life actually impossible. You cannot get to your subway stop. Whereas this girl's like, kind of trying to drum up some sort of cause, you know, just to keep her 15 minutes of fame going.
Yeah, I mean, I'm about to embark on a close to 10-hour flight, and I can guarantee you that seat is not made for somebody who's like 6'8", 340. You know what I mean? Like, I guarantee you that I will not be comfortable most of that flight. And like, that's okay. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, if I was thin, it would probably be okay. There'd still be other, like, when you're really tall, it's still not great, but it's more manageable. But when you're big and tall, it's a terrible. Like, short, fat people are fine. Like, short, fat people get on roller coasters all the time. This chick probably can ride any roller coaster she wants. I can't. Because the bar, like, when my legs are down, the bar hits the top of my legs. So I can't, like, put it down. But like, I don't sue Great America for that. Like, it's like, perhaps I should. I
think you'd have grounds if they were like, you'll throw off the suspension of our roller coaster.
Yeah, I would be, if they were like, yo, this is unsafe. I'd be like, I understand. Not, you're discriminating against me. I need you to, you know, I need to sue you for monies. This individual, first of all, she's not a good rapper. I don't think has sold any records. So now she's getting platformed on, you know, this huge show. I bet you that the comments are all just calling her a fat, like a huge bitch.
It doesn't
I
seem
almost
like
guarantee it.
Everyone, all the hosts on that show are like they want to be sympathetic, but they're also sort of grossed out by her, is sort of my take on it.
It's sort of like a minstrel show when you think about it.
400 down steps, down votes. She literally proved the Lyft driver's case when she needed a bigger chair just to do this interview. Like, top comment. I know Charlamagne's idea was to put that first 30 seconds in there when they're moving the chair for her. Like, she want accommodation but won't take accountability. This is the only seat you got. Sent me off. Fat is not a slur. It's a simple description of a person's weight. I need a bigger seat. Deploy the whole damn couch. I mean, people are not sympathetic. This is a new era. People are like, what are you talking about? Like, no. Look, for most fats, it's a choice. For the overwhelming majority of them.
That's exactly the point. That's why accommodation should be given to people who didn't choose their condition. Like, let's say someone's born blind. Okay, we try to accommodate blind people. It's not their fault. They didn't do anything. But if somebody just scarfs down Big Macs all day, then, you know, you might give yourself a problem.
Yeah, I agree. I think part of it is this is definitely self-inflicted, and there is such an indulgence about it. Like, to compare yourself to people who, you know, actively cannot get on the subway or like need to see, could like every time they cross traffic, it's a risk because they are blind or whatever. Like, that's not really the same thing. And I really think a lot of this is about trying to be a new age face of some sort of victimhood. Her rap career is not taking off. People made fun of her attempt to get money out of Lyft, and now she's decided that fat is a slur. I mean, where does it end?
Yeah, it doesn't.
My biggest question is, how big do you think her toilet has to be, and how does she wipe after she goes?
She uses the shower, I guarantee it. I guarantee she goes in the tub and then just turns the shower on.
Well, and if a doctor is like, hey, you need to get your weight under control, is she like, that's a hate crime? You can't say that to me? Like, it just seems to start to get ludicrous. Do you think your body is naturally supposed to function this way? I bet she has all kinds of health issues, but yet.
Oh yeah, and they're only going to get worse. Like, that's what like I'm trying like to be more serious about it, because I'm like, you can kind of free roll when you're fat in your 20s and even 30s. By the time you have 40, stuff starts hurting. You know, your knees, your hips, your liver, your kidneys, all this stuff is not designed to be under this extra load. Your heart, not to say that there isn't a price for it when you're young. As you get older, that price definitely increases.
And I assume the effects set in earlier. Like if you didn't treat yourself well, whether it's weight or anything else in your 20s, you're going to start seeing the adverse effects earlier than someone who made healthier choices earlier.
Mm-hmm. When your blood type is French fry, you know that you've got a problem.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of like making your problem everyone else's problem all that time. Like it's just be real. Like you are a gigantic human being and you made it that way. And this idea that they can turn being obese into everybody else's problem is like a level of mental gymnastics that, I mean, is Olympic level. This person saying, fat is a slur. I don't. By the way, sorry, it's not 2015 anymore. This ain't working. The comments proved it. There's nobody in those comments saying, "Yeah, slay queen." This is blah 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 blah. No, the clips on the internet. Everyone's making fun of her.
There's probably a support thread on Reddit by now, though.
Maybe, yeah.
So she's got that. She can always become a Redditor.
Blue sky.
Well, the reality is, even though she's saying fat is a slur, being fat is her whole identity. I mean, that's what we know her as, the fat wannabe rapper who sued the car company. Like, that's it. If she were to lose weight, what else would she have? I mean, it seems like nothing. So despite the fact that she's trying to be this advocate or whatever, like ultimately she needs being fat to feel special. That's sad.